At least 19 people have been killed and over 300 have been injured in the recent protests in Nepal. Across multiple cities in Nepal, security forces were allegedly ordered to open fire on youth, demanding the end to corruption and rising nepotism. However, it all started with the government's ban on social media platforms. The protests in Nepal are a stark reminder of the similar demonstrations that rattled Bangladesh last year. Bangladeshi students started protesting against the quota system for government jobs that protesters said favored the people with connections to the ruling party. The agitation gradually snowballed and highlighted other government failings and injustices. This finally led to the collapse of Sheikh Hasina's government. Initial official reports claimed that 215 people had died. However, a United Nations investigation later confirmed that at least 650 people were killed in the violent protests across Bangladesh. Even though the protests started peacefully, the agitation quickly escalated as security forces cracked down on the protesters. There was a deep distrust among the masses over the issues such as unemployment and corruption, which further fueled the movement. Students called for accountability and reforms. The mounting pressure and the rampage by the angry crowd forced PM Sheikh Hasina to resign and flee to India. This marked a significant political upheaval, after which an interim government was formed. In Nepal too, students have been at the forefront of this movement. The unrest took an ugly shape with growing frustration over the government policies and corruption, sparking widespread protests across Nepal. Just like Bangladesh, discrimination was also a major issue in Nepal protests. Videos tagged with hashtags like Nepo Kid, Nepo Babies and politician Nepo Baby Nepal went viral across social media platforms. Meanwhile, in Nepal, youths were mobilized by an NGO called Hami Nepal through posts on social media platforms like Instagram. The NGO posted an appeal on Instagram asking students to stage protests at Matighar Mandala on September 8th. On Monday, the protesters took out a rally under the banner Youths Against Corruption, an initiative launched by the NGO itself. The peaceful protests suddenly turned violent after security forces tried to disperse the crowd using gas canisters. In Bangladesh agitation, social media played a crucial role in spreading information and mobilizing the support, particularly among the youths. The protests in both the countries, Nepal and Bangladesh, indicate that public anger can spread like wildfire when people share their problems on online platforms. In Nepal, students used Instagram and Discord to plan the course of action and share their ideas. Meanwhile, in Bangladesh, social media was instrumental in highlighting the key issues, and this went a long way in creating a common voice. After Bangladesh agitation reached a tipping point and the death toll increased, PM Sheikh Hasina resigned and fled the country. Bangladesh got plunged in political instability and uncertainty. A caretaker government was set up to restore order and handle the transition. Later, on August 8, 2024, an interim government was formed with Muhammad Yunus as the chief advisor. This system was the successor to the caretaker government. Violent protests continued and leaders of Hasina's party, Awami League, were targeted at many places. As the political turmoil settles gradually, Bangladesh will hold its first elections since the protests next February. The interim government has been able to bring some stability in the system. However, the economic challenges continue. Meanwhile, in Nepal, on Monday, the Home Minister Ramesh Lekhak resigned following the protests. Later, on Tuesday, a number of ministers were forced to quit, including Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli, who also submitted his resignation. Will Nepal end up with a similar fate as Bangladesh? Only time can tell.